Hey, Marge, I can't feel my legs. I can't feel my legs!
Homer didn't realize it was the leg of a passenger in the back seat until Marge pointed it out to him.
Hi.
After arriving in New York, they agreed to meet at Central Park at 5 p.m. Then they went their separate ways to take care of their own business. Homer took a taxi to One World Trade Plaza because his friend had illegally parked his car there. He had to go pick up his car himself. By the time he saw the car, it was covered in parking tickets. And even the wheels were clamped with a padlock. Homer tried to remove the lock with his bare hands and even used his teeth to unscrew the bolts, but he couldn't solve the problem at all. A helpful passerby reminded Homer to call the number on the lock to contact the parking enforcement agency. Homer did just that right away. He was told he would have to wait by the car from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. for a traffic officer to handle the situation. As Homer sat on the ground, passersby mistook him for a beggar. Just then, he spotted a pizza shop in the distance. He felt hungry, but he couldn't leave his car, so he tried to reach out toward the pizza shop.
Getting closer. Closer. Almost there. Ow!
The next moment, a street vendor selling skewers began hawking his wares loudly. Homer asked the vendor to go into the pizzeria and buy him a slice of pizza. The vendor flatly refused. Homer had no choice but to buy a skewer from him. He took just a small bite and was immediately repulsed by the taste. But before long, he had finished the entire skewer. He was satisfied and asked the vendor if he had any drinks.
Mountain Dew or crab juice?
Ugh! Oh, jeez. I'll take a crab juice.
Homer downed it in one gulp and gestured for more. He'd drunk so much in such a short time that he felt the urge to pee. The vendor told Homer the restroom was on the top floor of the tower, but Homer couldn't leave his car. Just then, he spotted a mailbox nearby. As he pretended to walk toward the mailbox, the mailman saw right through his plan. Homer was in agonizing pain from holding it in. He lay on the car and rolled around. He began to imagine he had arrived on a vast prairie full of toilets, surrounded by them and dancing happily there. Homer couldn't hold it any longer. He dashed into the building as fast as he could. Seeing the long line of people waiting to buy tickets, Homer cut right to the front of the line. He even shoved an elderly woman who was about to get into the elevator out of the way. Homer finally reached the top floor, but just as he arrived at the restroom door, he discovered it was out of order. With no other choice, Homer had to sprint from one tower to another. He finally took care of his urgent business. When he looked out the window, the traffic cop had already arrived. Since the officer didn't see the car's owner, he issued another ticket. Frantic, Homer completely broke down when he saw the $250 fine on the new ticket. He noticed it was getting dark. He had to head to Central Park to meet up with his family, so he slammed on the gas pedal and decided to force his way out of there. Even though the wheels were locked with a padlock, the car still moved forward. Homer left the area with this bizarre maneuver. He drove down the stairs and straight onto the highway, but he caused a lot of trouble for the cars behind him. His slow speed created a traffic jam.
Get off the road, you freaking maniac! Yeah, you jackass!
Shut up, shut up, shut up!
Homer turned the music up to full volume to drown out the outside noise, but the lyrics only made Homer angrier. Soon after, Homer came across a group of construction